Okay, so kind of a hot take here, but stop buying cheap crap from China. Maybe if we had good products, then we would sell more of them. And if our product wasn't the same thing that everyone else was selling, maybe we'd have a bit of an advantage. I don't know. That was a silly intro. But anyway, I had this realization about, 18 months ago, 16 months ago now, where I was like, I am not going to order from China anymore. It doesn't interest me. I don't want to be a private label seller. And let's be real, we don't need more cheap crap going into our landfills, right? So starting a business, like I wanted to run a business that was directly in line with how I live my life and the impact I want to have in the world. I know this sounds a little like maybe cliche or cheesy or whatever, but like just legitimately, it was kind of irking me that I was selling cheap plastic products from China and trying to like profit off of that. And so I realigned my business model with my core values. And I'll be the first to tell you, after I itch my nose like a weirdo, it is possible. Okay, so 33.66K in the last 30 days, $120 so far today, 1 p.m. Actually, a little bit of a slower day today, but we have been greatly increasing our profit in the last 30 days. That's why. It's actually down 4%. Our profit's actually up. So we're averaging over $1,000 a day in sales with a U.S. made product. And so that's just one SKU that I was able to actually source locally in the U.S. And let that serve as a reminder that it is possible to go against what everyone else is doing. Now, it comes with its advantages, like my shipping cost is 16 cents per unit for an 8-pound product. Yes, that is correct. So if any of you have sourced from China, or maybe you're getting quotes and you're looking into it, you're like, I'm paying $4 a unit to ship something, right? It's like I'm paying more to ship it than I am to even buy the product. Yeah, because it's being made 5,000 miles away. Of course, it costs a lot to ship the product. I'm going from Texas to Texas, straight to an Amazon warehouse. So obviously getting discounts from Amazon for shipping it locally. And yeah, it made main advantages right there. Now, here's the thing. You cannot expect to sell traditional private label products and source them from the US. And that's where the change has to happen. So I'm on a market here like kitchen gadgets, right? None of this stuff is what I'm talking about doing. None of it. Like, you cannot achieve this locally. We do not make stuff like this. Like, you would have to start your own manufacturing company to make this stuff. Like, this is not what we do in the US. And so with that, I was like, well, the idea of US sourcing a high quality product actually in my mind came before the product idea. So I was like, let me just fit a product idea to what we do well here. And we tend to do commodity-based products better here. Like if you were to try and find like, I don't know, cement. Yeah, this is something that you can actually source locally, right? We make this here. We have mines and we have companies that deal with these products that no one is going to ship from overseas. So what I did in this really interesting way is I actually, in my specific market, took a product where there's zero possibility of Chinese sellers in cheap private label products coming in. And so I just secured a spot where I never have to worry about that. One of the biggest problems I faced with private label, and I've openly said this throughout my channel's history as I noticed what the problem was, is that people come in, they compete with me, and then all of a sudden I'm left with no profit because I have to lower my price. I have been selling in this market we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary. We haven't had a problem with that yet. So I will let you know if anything changes. But there has not been one Chinese seller or one entrepreneur sourcing from China that has entered the market. Interestingly enough, because of the landscape of Amazon, we actually have been like imitated already. Like people see your success and they will go like, oh, I'll take an element of their main image and I'll do that. Or I'll like rebrand and launch with packaging that looks like has a similar feel to them. Funnily enough, one new seller actually tried to like imitate us, but it didn't work. It actually increased our sales when they entered the marketplace, because now there was like clearly a bad representation, and then we're like the name brand. It was kind of like generic versus name brand. So that's all that's happened so far. What I wanted to share with you was a little bit about how to predictably do this and actually find manufacturers locally. I don't have a super big portfolio of products that I've done this with. I just have this one. And then like I said, I locked into a market. There's multiple SKUs that I can continually launch in the same market with the same manufacturer. So I'm just going to do that. So I don't need to do this again. That's the cool thing about this brand, is I'm just going to keep doing versions of what I'm doing right now for slightly different marketplaces. And I've already, started working on my second SKU, started working on sampling that, and it's going great. So this has been really effective for me. We're ordering a product for $5 and selling it for $34.99. You can do the math if you're really, really questioning me for some reason. You could see my sales in the beginning, divide it by $34.99. It will be the number of units we sold. And so with that being said, the first place that we need to go is we need to go to ThomasNet. Okay, this is basically the Alibaba of the US. And so the way that ThomasNet works, thomasnet.com. It's not thomas.net, by the way, thomasnet.com. The way this works is it's a an interface for finding US manufacturers. So anytime you type something in here, you don't have to like sort by US. This is US companies that are cataloged. So if I was doing like cement, I could search for suppliers that provide cement. And like I said, if you try and search spatula in here or kitchen gadget, you're getting nothing. We just don't do that. So you kind of are forced to sell these more boring products like wood made out of natural materials. We make supplements here. We do basics and commodities well. Like if you wanted to source coffee beans or tea, like we'd be able to get that stuff. Okay, so if I wanted to contact one of these, I'd hit contact supplier. Take me to a next page where you can reach out via ThomasNet, or you can go to the company's website, which is what I always do. So I go to the actual profile there. That'll bring me to their account, and then usually there will be like, visit website button. So I can take a look at their website, see if what they're offering, usually they have a better summary of what they do, makes sense for me. If it doesn't and just totally wrong, I just click off of them and go back. And I would keep looking through here. So I'll go right here, click on the name, and then I can visit their website. Sometimes the website looks really old and crappy. That's okay. Don't be scared off. Like this is a decent example of that. Like the website looks antiquated. A lot of US manufacturers have websites like this. This is not like a scam. This is just an old website. So generally, if what they're explaining on their website is in line with what I'm looking for, this is exactly what I did. I just went to contact us, and then there's usually an email form on here. This one is more of like a submit form. They're going to reach out to you. I would email them, wait a day or two during business days, and then call them. So you can see there's a number right here, and just try and get in touch with them about exactly what you're looking to do. You reach out to them and explain the type of product you want to sell. I would literally say, I'm starting an e-commerce company. We're going to be trying to make this product more valuable in this way. We're looking for someone to source this product from. Does it sound like something you can do? We're thinking about maybe ordering 500 units for our first time around. We want to innovate on the product in this way. Can we hop on a call with someone to discuss this more? They might shoot you down. They might not answer you at all. But when you call, you're definitely going to reach someone. So this is kind of your opportunity. And I think the main difference between sourcing from the US versus China is like my success was much more because of my outreach efforts via the phone, not really email. And certainly not ThomasNet. Like that's just where I found the websites, and then I would reach out to them. And so I compiled a list. I think we reached out to maybe 9 or 10, scheduled a call on Zoom with 2 of them. And so it was kind of like email, called them to follow up on email, scheduled a meeting with someone to discuss it further. 6 or 7 of them just emailed us back and were like, no, we can't do this. This isn't really what we do. Or you'd have to order 20,000. And we're just like, no, can't do that. Of the 2 Zoom meetings and several phone calls, I got the closest that I got to a yes, which was a no, but they were like, I asked a follow-up question. I was like, do you know anyone who could? And they're like, yes, actually, we do know a smaller company. Let me shoot them an email and have them reach back out to you. And so through this kind of referral system and network that I found myself in, I landed on my final Zoom call with the manufacturer who ended up being my current manufacturer for my product. There isn't a great formula or recipe to this process. It's just outreach a lot, and look for contact pages, look for websites, look for distributors, custom manufacturers in the US, and start emailing and start calling, because it worked for me, right? It would be different, and I would understand if you're questioning the process if I'd never done it, but this is literally all that I do, and it's what I did to find my Amazon FBA product and get it sourced here locally. My lead time, by the way, is like 10 days. I asked for more units. I can be super effective with storage management because of that, because of how quick my lead time is and how quick my shipping time is. It is a game changer, and I'm really excited by this. So I thought I would just make this pseudo tutorial, more just me talking about what I'm doing, but hopefully that was helpful to you. Anyway, I gotta get back to work. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you subscribing down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.